Worries. Often we say and hear from people that they have so many problems in life. There are certain people when you meet they do not have anything else to discuss with you except problems, newer problems, problems. The problems leads to worries, tensions, and this leads to frustration, meaningless life, loss of relationships, etc. Worries are of two kinds. 1. Those over which we have control. 2. Those over which we have no control. There's no point in worrying about issues that we have no control over, after all, we cannot do anything about them. And there's no point in worrying about issues over which we have control, after all, we can do something about them. Either way, there is no point in worrying. At birth, we didn't know how to worry. Worrying is a habit that we learned. Anything that can be learned can be unlearned. Anything that is acquired can also be dropped. First, understand the futility of worrying and then, just drop it. So many problems in life is a very bold statement. What problems are you talking about? Did you face earthquakes, cyclonic storms, floods, riots, terminal illness, accidents that left you paralyzed, etc.? What sort of problems? Human ego thrives on the fairy tales it can create about the problems of life. Despite what our ego deceives us into believing, the majority of our problems are optional. Most of what we call as problems, small or big, are self-created. You are creating a problem when you notice the little red light on your dashboard blinking, but choose to postpone taking the car for an oil change. You may act upset when the car stops midway in rush hour traffic, but it won't change the fact that you now have a self-created problem. While spending beyond our means, while overusing our credit cards, we are creating a future problem for ourselves. We are aware that when we constantly postpone the nurturing of the most important relationships in our life, problems of resentment or even estrangement will eventually arise. We allow little challenges and inconveniences to grow into upsetting and unnecessary problems every day. Why should the computer show the same error message every time you boot the system, even 3 months later? Of course, problems like natural calamities or the tragedy of terminal illness may be beyond an individual's control. But most of the other issues are self-created. The forest fire we face today is the little spark we overlooked yesterday. Most of today's problems are yesterday's challenges overlooked. We must first overcome these trivial, day-to-day nuisances. Day-to-day trivialities rob our energy. With a little consistency in our lifestyle, some discipline and systematic living, most of these routine trifles can be overcome. Human predicament is that we overestimate our problems and underestimate our ability to trounce them. Also, we need to change our attitude towards the challenges of life. Life's challenges aren't there to stifle you. In fact, they serve us and help us discover who we are. Challenges actually oblige us, for, when conquered, they help us to chase greater challenges and in turn provide us greater growth. If the British hadn't ruled India, life would have never provided the context for the barrister to discover the Mahatma Gandhi within him. But for the impoverished and those dying on the streets, the school teacher wouldn't have discovered the Mother Teresa within her. All great men were ordinary men who were forced by circumstances to meet great challenges. History is full of simple human beings who won over forces well beyond their control and emerged as champions. Let us get our perspective towards worries, tensions and problems right, and we will get our life right. Let us stop worrying and start living.